We in Florida, y'all. Hi. Wow, it's been a very long time. I know. So if you're new here, my name is Leslie. My husband and I just recently did a cross-country move. We moved from Southern California and now we are currently living in North Florida. Okay, I don't think I'm ever gonna get used to this. There's great egrets that are always flying by and just landing in the forest swamps that we're across from. Okay, Leslie, what is this, your first time ever vlogging? I've been getting a lot of questions over on my Instagram about how are we settling in, how was our move, how's the move going, all that kind of stuff. So I thought it'd just be really fun for the first video coming back, because I know it's been like a month since I've posted a video, and that's just because of the move and everything. So I just thought it'd be fun to do a little story time, fill you guys in, let you know how the whole experience was. So let's just dive on in. Our first option was to rent a U-Haul or a Penske truck and drive across the country, Tao, myself, and Obi-Wan. The amount of money that was going to cost us was insane. And I understand, yes, moving across the country is going to be pretty expensive, but I wanted to weigh out all the options possible. So then I looked into pods. Pods were just as expensive, if not more. And I think it's just because so many people are moving out of California and it's just getting super expensive in the sense because they are very low on supplies. Supply and demand, baby, supply and demand. So the next option was to hire a moving service. And our goal was to really get rid of all of our furniture when we were moving over here. So we thought, okay, it's not gonna be too bad in the sense of hiring a moving truck and all that kind of good stuff. So we got some quotes and the quotes were very fair. So we decided, all right, this is gonna be our best bet. Let's just go with this way. So we booked them. And once we booked them, that was when everything just kind of like set in. Everything really kind of seemed to be falling into place. We also got an amazing rate for the car to be shipped across country. And then on top of that, we got some freaking awesome prices for the flights to come over here. We honestly thought, wow, like everything is moving so freaking smoothly. We were really thrilled and excited because moving across the country is extremely stressful. So the fact that everything just was aligning so great, we were really thankful and grateful for that. Let's fast forward a few months and now we are in the month of May. Obviously, we're getting down to the wire here. We're packing up all of our stuff and I'm so grateful for my mom. She came, she helped us pack. She is like the bubble wrapping queen. May 9th is when the movers arrive to pack up the truck and start shipping our stuff across the country. They come in, they assess the situation, look at everything that we have, and that was the this is when we get the first bomb of just obstacles that are about to be in our way of getting across the country and doing this move. Turns out that we're gonna be taking up more space in the truck. Even though we've given them all the dimensions of all the boxes that we have, the sofa, everything like that, they upcharged us quite a bit. I was a little irritated because it was down to the wire. They're there to pick up our stuff and now they're throwing this X amount more money at us that we have to pay now. I was just stressed and frustrated and overwhelmed, and then they throw this big number at us that we have to add on top of our move, and I was just like, you know what? We figured it out, we got it done. They took our stuff and they said that it would be here within a week. So the guy to pick up our car arrives on the 10th. He was awesome, amazing, very smooth transaction, picks up the car, he goes, and that was it. It was one of the easiest parts of, I think, this entire experience. So then it's the next day, May 11th, the day that we are moving. We are flying to our new state, our new home. Our flight is scheduled to leave at 2:30 p.m. from John Wayne Airport. But Tao and I decided to get to the airport a bit earlier, so we got there around 12 o'clock just to get all of our luggage checked in. And also, since we were traveling with Obi-Wan and he was flying in the cabin with us, we wanted to make sure that getting through security was gonna be smooth sails, and then there wasn't gonna be any types of issue. Drop off our luggage, check in, that was all fine, all good. We start going through security. Now, before our flight, I wanna say it was like a month before our flight, I decided to do TSA pre-check, and I wanted to do this because I wanted security to be very fluid and easy going through with Obi-Wan, since it's his first time in an airport and experiencing that. In general, the airport is pretty stressful for me, so I can only imagine a dog's first experience. I just didn't know what to expect. So once I got my TSA pre-check, I did call the airline to let them know. I gave them my number to attach to my ticket. We go through security, I'm going through the TSA pre-check, they check it, and they just put me in the regular line with Obi. And I was just like, wait, excuse me, I have TSA pre-check. And they're like, well, it's not added on your ticket, so you have to go back to the counter and ask them to put it onto your ticket. And that line was already so long, so I winged it. We put a lot of training into Obi, and he is a service animal who provides tasks for me, which is why he was able to get onto the airplane. You have to go through a lot of obstacles to be able to get your dog approved by the airline to fly in the cabin. I am so proud of Obi-Wan. He was in a solid, tight heel the entire time. With the new regulations, your service animal needs to be on a leash on your side the entire time. And we set off the metal detector because of his leash. So, you know, they did like a little pat down on me, checked my hands, kind of checked Obi a little bit, and then we just sat there and waited for Tao to come through security right after us. So once Obi was done relieving himself, we went back to our gate, sat down, and just waited to be called to board our flight. And now this is where shit just becomes a nightmare. I get an email from our flight, and it says that our flight has now been delayed for 2.5 hours. I kind of go into a little bit of a panic mode. And Tao sees this. He gets up, walks over to the customer service desk, speaks to a really wonderful attendant there, tells her our situation. You know, we have a connecting flight in Dallas. We're trying to not miss that. And we also have a service animal with us. So if there's any possible way that we can get onto the 12 o'clock flight that was moved to the 2:30, which is why our 2:30 flight was moved to the 4:30. If there's any possible way that we could just get on this flight, whether at this point we didn't even care if we were sitting next to each other, we just wanted to get on this flight. She's such a doll. She found 2 seats that were right next to each other, snags them for us, and we get on that 2:30 flight. And we are so stoked because, yeah, we didn't want to miss our connecting flight, but on top of that, since we land in Jacksonville at midnight, we had a hotel room set up so that we could stay there that night and then drive into town where we were officially living, which is 30 minutes outside of Jacksonville. So we were stoked. We thought, whew, all right, we avoided all of the bad shit that could happen. So we thought. But before I get into that, we sit down, Obi just curls up, lays down in the middle of Tao and myself. It's just the 2 of us in this row. Curls up, sits in his little spot. He didn't make a peep. He did phenomenal. I was really, really proud of him. We landed in Dallas, and I'm looking at my phone, and I start seeing that flights are delayed and flights are getting canceled. And I'm a little scared. So we get off the plane, we deboard, and we're running through Dallas Airport. And if any of you have, and if you don't know this, or if you haven't been to Dallas Airport, it's a really big airport where you have to jump on trams to get to each terminal. So we landed in Terminal C, and we had to get to Terminal D to catch our connecting flight. We jump on the tram, we get to Terminal D, we're getting to our gate. Turns out our gate was changed. So our gate was changed to Terminal A. So I felt so bad for Obi. Like, I felt so bad for him. We're running around doing all this stuff. Nugget? Hey, chicken nugget, what are you doing? So, our gate changed to Terminal A. So now we're like, oh my God, okay. Now we have to get back on the train, fly over to Terminal A. We get to Terminal A. Oh no, your gate is actually C. Oh my gosh, so we get back on the train, go to Terminal C. Your flight has been canceled. And not only our flight, I want to say like 200 other flights were canceled. What do we do now? I got an email telling us, yeah, your flight was canceled. In a little while, we'll let you know what options you have, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not trying to be dramatic here. It was just a stressful situation. So Tao said that he was gonna get in line for the customer service line, which was over 100 people long because that's so many flights had been canceled. And I took Obi to go and get himself relieved in the relief station. So when I got back, Tao had barely even moved. He got in line like around maybe 7:30 at night. We didn't get seen until almost 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And on top of that, since so many flights had been canceled for 2 days now because of weather, all of the nearby hotels were booked. So our only option was to sleep in the airport. So Tao, Obi-Wan, and I found a quiet, dark corner, and it was absolutely freezing, uncomfortable. Tao and I were both trying to cuddle as much as we could with Obi. It was just, yeah, it just sucked. I think maybe we got a grand total. I at least got maybe an hour of sleep. I think Tao got a couple more hours. People were sleeping everywhere, all over the floors, all over the benches. I was just really concerned for this big guy. It's his first time ever doing a travel like that, and I have to say I'm pretty proud. He was just chill the entire time. He never whined, he never cried. He was just a trooper throughout the entire experience. And then Tao woke up like around 5 in the morning. I went and got in the line for customer service because it opened up at 6 a.m. and no one shows up at the desk. So I was like, all right, well, let's just call. So he gives American Airlines a phone call. He was able to book us a flight, but not until 8:30 p.m. They told us, you know, we're gonna save these 2 seats for you guys. There's like 4 other flights that you can try to do standby on. Couldn't get onto any of those flights, so we just kind of made the best of it. And since we were in the airport for so long with so many other people, it was like we became the residents of Dallas Airport, and everyone was just, you know, really sweet, which was, you know, the silver lining of it all. We got to meet some really cool people and just their stories and just their travel experience. In the end, it was terrible and it sucked, but we did end up making the best of the situation as much as we could. What is the point? If you can't change the situation, you might as well just try to make the best of it, and that's exactly what we did. Went to a cool little bar, had a little send-off drink, leaving Dallas to then board our flight and head off to Jacksonville. This is the part that really irritated me the most, and I completely forgot to mention this part to you guys. The hotel that we had booked, I'm not gonna say the name because I don't want to give them a bad name. They might be a great hotel, but for our situation, they were complete to us. We called them to let them know that our flight had been canceled, that we were stuck in Dallas, Texas until the next day, so that we weren't gonna be able to make our reservation. And if they could please, you know, give us a refund or work with us on that. And zip, Zillow, nada. Haven't heard a freaking thing. And I've called, I've left messages, I've done emails, I've done everything and still have not heard back from them. They said that they need a proof of the cancellation of the flight. Showed them, sent it, haven't heard a thing. And that was just, oh, that rubbed me the wrong way. But anyways, so grateful to our friends, Ben and Amy, for coming to pick us up from the airport, you know, at midnight. it meant the world, and it was just one less thing that we had to stress or worry about, and we were just so, so grateful for that. So when we got here, we thought it was gonna be about a week or so after we got here that our stuff would arrive, because that's what we were told. We called them like, hey, just kind of checking in, seeing where's all of our stuff at, and they're like, oh yeah, probably like another 21 more days. But we are here. We are here, we're happy, it's beautiful here. The weather's been amazing, going to the beaches a lot, fishing, spending time with family, meeting new people, exploring the new town that we live in. And I'm just really stoked for this new adventure that we are on and what we're doing, so yeah. So if you guys haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button if you guys like this story time. So until next time, YouTube, I'll see you later.